Menaka, let's start with you. What is expected from the Modi-Biden meeting?
Well, hi, good morning, Has. Before I get to what is expected, just take a look at the backdrop in which this trip has taken place. Arish was just mentioning market highs in India, great strength in the economy vis-a-vis the rest of the world. All the very bullish commentary coming in from investors like Mark Mobius, local economists. And so far, Prime Minister Modi's trip has been, well, if I can put it this way, picture perfect. Yoga at the UN, meetings with a variety of personalities across the US, from Elon Musk to Nassim Taleb, and a whole host of business leaders. But today is when, or later tonight, are when the key events take place, and that is the address to the joint session of the US Congress and, of course, the state dinner. By the way, speaking of photographs and picture perfect, that picture of Prime Minister Modi in a cozy dinner with both the US President and the First Lady, again, you know, I think striking all the right notes. So far it's been good, but the real business gets done later tonight. And I think that's where I'm going to hand it over to Sudhi to talk about what the asks will be from both countries and what we can expect to hear from both Prime Minister Modi and President Biden in what I believe is going to be a joint press conference as well. Sudhi.
Hi, thank you for having me. Yes, I mean, the meeting, the private meeting between Prime Minister Modi and President Biden that we're going to see later tonight is going to be the most crucial one. And because this is where the two leaders sit down and kind of energize the relationship. This is where the guidance to their, administrations go down from. And the indications that we have got so far, and we have heard U.S. National Security Advisor was in India speaking very, very eloquently about bringing down barriers, regulatory barriers in the U.S. For greater coordination, greater, connect between the two private sectors in India and in the U.S., exchange of critical technology. So what we can expect is a broad guidance and the decision on the contours of the long-term India-US relationship being discussed in this meeting. Not so much of nitty-gritties as how much of money and how much who does what, but the two leaders kind of discussing which way they want the two countries to kind of go step in step in the Indo-Pacific. We know for a fact that Indo-Pacific is a great concern and an area of focus of the United States, especially when we see a very, very aggressive China in this region. And India, therefore, a very, very important partner for the United States in that entire calculation. So these are the things that we are going to see, or we can expect to happen in the meeting between President Biden and Prime Minister Modi. Menaka.
Well, Sudhi, I'm curious in terms of what specifics we can expect from Prime Minister Modi's U.S. trip. I know that as we went into the trip, we were talking about key defense deals, especially that GE engine one. And we've also been talking about certain investment conversations with U.S. business leaders. So is there anything later tonight or tomorrow that we should be prepared for?
Well, we are very much expecting an announcement, about a memorandum of understanding or an agreement, if we can say, between GE and India's Hindustan Aeronautics Limited to manufacture jet engines in India. And as we have reported both, earlier, and we've been doing so now, we can expect a substantial amount of technology transfer coming in to India through Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and a GE collaboration. Now that is unprecedented. Mind you, United States is very, very particular about who it shares critical technology with, and manufacturing jet engines is one of critical technology which very many countries or very few countries have that. So that is going to be what we can expect. We can expect India buying drones, some of which will be armed drones. Again, United States has been very, very choosy about who it shares it with, who has those drones. India will be buying those. The numbers that we are hearing is around 30. And finally, we are going to hear investments in semiconductors. This apart, we can expect a lot of movement in quantum computing, in space, but these will be more bringing down of regulatory barriers, which will then allow companies to kind of collaborate and take the next step.